What's going on, guys? So we're gonna record in my home today, and looks like Maggie's gonna be joining us because she didn't want to move. And so what I'm doing is I'm addressing a question that I got last week, and that is, what about my pulling workouts? It is pretty easy to go ahead and run with push-ups and handstands and animal movements and all these things where we push ourselves up off the ground, squats and running and jumping and all of these things. Those are great, but what about pulling movements? A lot of people have trouble with pull-ups in the first place, and even if they can do pull-ups around home or locally, they have trouble finding a place that is suitable for them to do pull-ups. So I was reminded of a very, very simple trick that I learned a long time ago, which is just using self-resistance. You could use a rope. I mean, you could use a dog toy. Some of those ropes are fairly long. You could use cargo straps if you have those in your car trunk or whatever. But you can use just a simple bath towel. So you want to fold it over and over and over again, so it's something you can grip. And I definitely recommend you get something that you can double over until it's at least about an inch thick. Otherwise you can start really kind of tearing up your hands because the thinner thing is just going to be torquing on your fingers too much. Getting something with a substantial grip would be helpful, plus it'll give you a little extra forearm work. So one of the cool things that you can do with a bath towel, again, is it's self-resistance. So you have 2 arms and 2 legs, which generally means you can at least do some unilateral work by yourself with just a simple, non-elastic, piece of cloth or rope or whatever, right? If you're really hardcore, I guess you could use a length of chain. So one of the options you can do, and the reason we're sitting on my couch here, is that this one you're going to want to sit down for. You could try doing this standing and work on your one-legged stance. That's great. But as you fatigue, that becomes more and more precarious. So seated will be fine for now. So what you're going to do, double the towel over until you have something you can grip. Sit on the edge of your seat, foot roughly in the middle of the towel, and extend your arms, give yourself a nice handle, unlock your knee, and just self-resistance seated rows. And unless you have incredibly long arms and short legs, you should be able to do this just fine. Now, depending on how much resistance you put in, you could do this like a powerlifting workout and keep it at 5 and below. You could go lighter, go in the 8 to 20 rep range, whatever your heart desires. I actually like going slow. If you can work towards, say, I don't know, a 30-second stroke, tempo variations and stuff. Some Russian stuff even aims for a 4-minute repetition, 2 minutes eccentric, 2 minutes concentric. That might be a little excessive, but I've seen that in multiple places, not just Russian stuff. So it's something that you could do. So seated rows with a towel, self-resistant with your leg, pretty easy to do. Now the rest of these are all going to be pretty much unilateral, and you could theoretically do curls using your leg for resistance, but the leg seems to get in the way a little bit. So I think you can do this better just unilaterally. So doing like a hammer curl is going to be easier here than other variations. And so again, you could stand, you could sit. This is a little bit less precarious when you fatigue, but you bring it down, grab on, and you just start pulling up while the other arm's pulling down. And again, I like a slow tempo. And you could theoretically work multiple angles with this. You could potentially, you probably won't want to do this with a bath towel. You would want to do this with something smaller. This would be a good one for a cargo strap or something, but you could double them over and, you know, do your palm up. This would definitely be better standing, but, you know, concentration curls here kind of idea. So those are two ideas. And with the leg resisted row, you could theoretically do multiple angles on those depending on, you know, the height and angle of your seat. Now, what about pull-ups? Pull-ups are the hard one. You can still kind of do it. This is not ideal, but then working out from home with no equipment is not ideal. So you just do what you can. So give yourself a good length. You're gonna want your hands not spaced too far apart. Hands overhead. Pack your shoulder down on the one that's pulling and kind of raise your shoulder up on the other one. You're basically gonna be doing a negative tricep press with the one as you do a pull with the other, self-resisting. And again, you can vary the tempo, you can vary the resistance, and, you know, work your programming in various ways like that. And this doesn't require you to buy anything additional. I am pretty well willing to bet that everybody has got a length of something, some kind of sturdy cloth, whether it's a towel or a cargo strap or 3 flannel shirts, something that they can do something like this with. So yeah, use a towel, get your pulling workouts in, and that'll be helpful. It's definitely one of the harder things to do when you don't have access to external implements. And even this is an external implement, but it's nothing special, and it's something that pretty much everybody has on hand. So with that, I will let you go, and I will talk to you guys later. Good journey.
Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. In the links down below, you can find our social media, and I encourage you to follow us there. Take a look at our blog, where we have articles that go into depth that we just can't do in our video productions. And on top of that, go to our Amazon store, pick out a shirt that you like, and every little bit helps. If you're ever in the Phoenix area, look us up. Come in for a class, come in for open mat, whatever. Love to see you down here. You can find all our contact info on the website. Talk to you guys in the next one. Good journey.